Well, a not so good day to you all, because today is the London tube strike, and what a mess this is. I had a bit of a struggle to get to work this morning. I knew the north side of the station would be closed. The south side I knew would be open, as I came from North London, because I knew the south side has an overground. And when I got to the station, it was locked and people were queuing outside. And nobody said anything. And I said, what's going on? I mean, I know what's going on because there's a tube strike, but the fact is the overground is still working. And unfortunately, I couldn't get on the overground. And we all saw the train arrive, the overground train, and set off, and nobody got it. I was not a happy chappy. I was ticked off actually. I said, what's going on here? I'm not afraid to speak to the TfL staff because I work for TfL. And they said the gate's shut. I said, well, where's your manager? And they said, we don't know what's going on. This guy was stood there behind the gate. And yeah, it was just unbelievable. Now, there was a little side entrance to the station that not many people use, and he managed to take us all round to that one. But why wasn't there a sign put there in the first place to let us all know this? I mean, people were already there half an hour before me waiting for the other overground. Couldn't get on that. So were people waiting 40-50 minutes this morning? I was really ticked off. But anyway, I managed to get to Liverpool Street Station. The overground wasn't that busy actually. It was very quiet. Not quiet, but I thought it'd be ram-packed full of people. Obviously it's saying here, obviously the mayor's being blasted. As it says here, tube strike as chaos looms. And obviously saying that the current mayor's obviously broken a new record in the amount of tube strikes that commuters are facing. A lot of days of strikes over the last, I think, since 2016. So the current mayor's obviously had a lot more strikes on his shift, so to speak, than any other mayor. Obviously Boris Johnson and Ken Livingstone have had a lot, but not as many as this one. I mean, I knew it was going to be closed Tuesday and Thursday, but all the stations, basically all the underground was down, as it says here. Severe disruptions due to the knock-on impact of the 24-hour walkouts by 10,000 RMT members in dispute over pensions and station staff cuts. I mean, it is awful when cuts happen. I know as bus drivers, I've had lots of cuts over the years, you know, and I know our unions are not as strong as the trains, you know. In fact, I think bus drivers were earning the same, if not more, than tube drivers 35-40 years ago. So if tube drivers are on, I don't know, is it 59,000-60,000 pounds a year, which is a nice pay packet actually. Those bus drivers are on 25,000-30,000 pound, or if you do overtime, 35,000, maybe 40,000, if you're really working all the hours that God gives you. You know what I mean? You don't want to work all those hours because you want to just have a life, you know. Obviously, tube and bus fares increased by an average of 4.8%. That's from today, Tuesday, the 1st of March. That's right, we're already into March now. National rail fares will be rising by an average of 3.8%. So bus fares have gone up more. 4.8%. I know it's an extra 10p. I think £1.65 from £1.55 to travel in London. Compared to Yorkshire, that's actually quite good value actually. I know up north the fares were quite a lot. You know, London transport is good in terms of when you want to get around 24 hours a day. Where I was up north, I had to use a car really to get out to where I needed to be, you know. But yeah, it's just annoying. I mean, to get here today, instead of just getting, walking to the station or getting a bus and then get the tube down to South London and then another bus, that's my usual route to and from work. Obviously managed to get that overground, but not the first one or the second one, And then got to Liverpool Street, and then there was a lot of people there. And then I came out to where the buses were, and I couldn't get the bus which was heading towards the Clapham area. I had to have to get that bus. That was ram-packed full. So, couldn't get that one. I had to get a 149 to London Bridge, and then that was full. Wasn't picking up anyone else going to London Bridge. I knew if I got off on the north side of London Bridge, I'm not going to get another bus coming from Liverpool Street towards Elephant and Castle. So I was trying to think smart, try and get a bus that's quiet. In other words, a bus that's going to London Bridge is going to terminate in 4 or 5 stops. Get that one. Then I got a City Hall, no, it was Aldgate to New Cross bus to Elephant and Castle, because I knew that wouldn't be as busy from Tooley Street. Because if I got it around the corner from London Bridge, that would be a big queue of people there as well. Managed to get to Elephant and Castle. In fact, actually, before I got to Elephant and Castle, I remember Fenchurch Street had about 35 to 40 people queuing there, and I never see that many people there. And obviously, 149 couldn't pick anyone up. He stopped a long way before the stop, which is the sign when you're at the stop that you know you ain't going to get picked up. That you ain't going to get picked up. So I managed to chop and change all the way to South London to get to work. Then I got a 148 brand new electric bus from Elephant and Castle, standing in the rain. I had my umbrella, luckily, but yeah, it's been raining a lot. Very grim. So I managed to make it to work. But did you make it to work? Let me know in the comment section how your travel was to and from work today, or did you work from home? But as you know, I can't work from home, so I'm driving a bus. Unless there's a bus simulator, but that won't make any difference. So unfortunately, I can't work from home. Let me know how your day was. I suppose there wasn't as many people as there would be if it was many years ago, before what's been happening around the world. That would have been awful. I remember seeing buses coming from Stratford towards the city, and this was a few years ago, and I can remember the Route 25 wouldn't usually pick up anybody because it just can't handle the amount of passengers that are coming from East London. I mean, there's only so many buses, There's only so many buses. That's about it, Only so many buses that can take passengers. But anyway, obviously with the London Underground having a strong union, there's always lots of strikes, and they're very powerful. And I don't know how many more strikes they're going to have, but they seem to get what they ask for. Whereas on the buses, I've known for the last 20 years, it is what it is. We don't really go on strike, the bus drivers, but that's because there's so many different bus companies out there. So there's a lot less unity there. Plus, there's different unions, so we're not as unified. So we just plod on, And obviously today, the buses have to take all the passengers that we'd usually get on the Underground. So we've got a lot more work cut out for us. So let me know how you all managed to get to work this morning. Obviously going home, I'll just have to make sure I don't go to my usual Underground station because it'll be closed. And then there's no overground from there. So for me, it's a very long day. I already do 10 to 12 hour days, and then obviously you've got to travel to and from work. So some of my days can be up to 14 hours long. So with this, it just makes it worse. Today wasn't too bad. It was probably about an hour and a half to get to work, but I can get to work in about 50 minutes, usually 55. But I know it's going to be a pain in the neck for a lot of people. So if you are planning on travelling to work, give yourself an extra hour. Grab a coffee on the way and just go with the flow. No point stressing about it like I did. Obviously it says in the paper here that for every sympathy for tube workers seeking to protect their pensions and working conditions. It's a tough job. One I've never fancied myself, with unforgiving shift patterns and an unforgiving public. And that's for the tube drivers, or the tube staff. Well, what do you think it's like on the buses? It's a lot worse. So think of it. When you can't get to work on the tube, us bus drivers are still keeping you travelling around London. That's right, we're still going, we're still working. So just remember that every time the tube goes on strike, we've got the aftermath to deal with. So let's give a round of applause to all the bus drivers. This is to the bus drivers, to all you, like me, working hard no matter what. Strike or no strike, we're out, taking you all to and from work, or wherever you need to be, school, you name it. Come on, start clapping for the bus drivers, because we do a fantastic job. And that's the end of the video, and I'll see you all on another one, everyone. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all on another bus video soon. Bye bye for now.